Hi, my name is Scarlett Campbell.
And I'm Trinity Roof.
And the animal we're studying is the Eurasian lynx.
It all started here with one last footprint, bringing an important animal to extinction.
The Eurasian lynx in Russia today is building its way up after having a rough break in population. Organizations are now helping it, but all the misconceptions hurt our animal and will stop progress.
The Eurasian lynx, also known as the Russian or Siberian lynx, are one very pretty animal, making people want them for coats, clothing, blankets, and more, as seen here.
Although laws have tried to be put in place, illegal hunting is still affecting many cats, including ours. Not only humans are taking away their territory with habitat loss, the lynx have less room to roam and are suffering of prey loss due to that
loss. It hurts the entire ecosystem,
considering that they're major predators. Now, what does it look like? It has long ears.
It's a medium size, though the Eurasian lynx is the biggest out of the lynx.
It has a short bobbed tail.
And they have a reddish, short brown hair to reddish. It depends. Fur. Colors tend to vary. Some are brightly colored for those who live in the southern end of its range, of course.
Now, here's the anatomy of the lynx. As you can see, it has narrow eyes. It has a long mane under their cheeks. They have very large paws that are webbed like snowshoes, which is basically what they're for, so they can run in the snow.
The diet. So big cats like these ones are known as strict carnivores.
They like to eat hoofed mammals such as deer, but when food is scarce, they eat smaller prey like hares, foxes, and rabbits.
And as you see on the side, we have a graph showing the differences in population. As you can see, snowshoe hare has a lot more than lynx in the earlier stages, such as 1925.
Now, it is part of the big cat family, but there are 4 other types of lynx.
The Canadian lynx,
the Eurasian lynx, which is of course the one we are studying,
the lynx, also known as the lynx, which I thought was kind of cool, and the bobcat, which is also known as the Spanish lynx, and out in Colorado where we live, that one's a little bit more common than the rest.
A little bit about its home. The country is a part of the continents of Europe and Asia. It is rich in history and political controversy.
And with these ones, the Eurasian lynx usually stay in Russia and migrate down to Mongolia, even as far as Switzerland.
But they more stay in Russia and Mongolia. In Russia, they like to stick in the eastern Siberian taiga. Russia has over 100,000 rivers, 7 miles or more, where some of the largest run through the lowland plains that cover the Russian land. Russia has a population of over 144.5 million people.
The mountain ranges stretch across Russia. The major ones stretch southwestern, southeastern, and eastern borders. And 60% of Russia is taiga, which makes it a very good place for the Eurasian lynx. And if we go back here, we will see the territory and a little bit about Russia. So the green is the country border. And I can take that off. And this is where the lynx roam. Their territory. As you can see, it's a lot in Asia and Europe. They split between the 2 continents. And a lot Russia, of course, is where most of them are.
Now let's get to solutions. So, although poaching and other laws have been put in place, there are still poachers who still continue poaching illegally. Some organizations you can donate to are the Lynx UK Trust or the World Wildlife Fund, aka WWF. Fundraising also makes a huge difference.
Though these animals have least concerning list in Russia against poachers, it's still a big concern, and in other places where the Eurasian lynx lives.
Donating to organizations can provide all of the gear they need to keep other animals and our animals safe.
Deforestation causes the animals to lose homes. Now, just planting a tree in your community could replace what we have taken before.
For clothing, say no to the fur of these animals and all animals. Animals are precious and we want to keep them as protected as possible.
Though we aren't there in the action, you can help by doing things far away.
So take these tips to help save the Eurasian lynx. Instead of taking away a print, we can put one back.
The population now is 1950s. The population of these beautiful animals reached as low as 700. But now with the conservations and the reintroductions of the population, it is now up to 30,000 to 50,000 in Russia today, which is a lot better than before. Thank you for listening to us and taking your time, and I hope you learned something and how you can help our animal as well.
And today, please take your time and look back at what you can do.